Well, hello, glorious people of the interwebs. Do we have some things to discuss today? Some of you are probably going to be enraged, some of you are going to be excited, and some of you just don't care. But today we're going to be discussing the Red Dead Redemption 2 PC rumors. Now, I do want to preface this entire video with the fact that these are rumors. This was originally leaked on 4chan and should be taken with a grain of salt. Now, even if the dates that we mention in this video end up being inaccurate, I do believe because of the recent actions of Take-Two Interactive, which is Rockstar Games' parent company, publishing company, they own Rockstar, and ultimately the fate of Red Dead Redemption comes down to them. And due to recent actions, I do believe a lot of the stuff we're going to be discussing in this video is going to end up being the case when Red Dead Redemption 2 is finally released on PC. Now, even though I don't typically discuss rumors, the most recent leak regarding Borderlands 3 on 4chan ended up being 100% true. Now, if this same person is leaking this information regarding Red Dead Redemption 2, this could very well end up being just as accurate, so I felt like it was worth discussing with all of you. This was all brought to my attention during last night's live stream of my first-person playthrough by Enclave General, who let me know during the stream that there were rumors on 4chan regarding the release of Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. Now, I've been discussing a lot of how excited I am at the prospect of this game coming to PC, and there's a ton of reasons for that, and we're going to get into it a little bit during this video. But I am excited that this is going to be coming a lot sooner than I expected, but there are many caveats to that. Now for the rumors, which you could probably tell from the title is going to upset many of you. According to these rumors, on April 22nd, it's going to be announced that Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be releasing on the PC on July 19th and is going to be an Epic Game Store exclusive. Not a timed exclusive like all the other titles, but a 100% permanent exclusive. Now, before we continue, I do want to state that personally, I have no biases when it comes to what platform or what launcher a game is released on, because if it's a good game, I'm going to enjoy it no matter where it goes. If a game is released on a console, even though I'm a hardcore PC gamer, I'm not going to just be like, I'm not going to play the game because it didn't come out on PC. I'm going to play it on console because if it's a good game, I'm going to enjoy it regardless. If I was like that, I would have completely missed out on God of War, which was a truly spectacular game, not to mention missing out on Red Dead Redemption 2 this entire time. So if there is a good game, I am going to go wherever that game lives. Now, when it comes to options, if I have the option to, I will go to wherever the best experience is. And for me, that is PC, because I feel PC games have a lot more freedom than they do on the console, especially when you start getting into modding and all the other sorts of things that you can do to improve your experience. Now, even if a game is released on the PC, but the experience is better on the console, I'll go to wherever the best experience is. Now, this is where I have an issue. I don't have an issue with platforms or launchers. I have an issue with exclusivity, especially when you bring exclusivity within a platform. I have major issues when it comes to that. I do believe that competition breeds improvement, but when you bring exclusivity within a platform, it's going to reduce the effects that that benefit could have within the competition, and you're going to be dividing a consumer base. PC is already smaller than everything else, and you're dividing that even more with exclusivity within the platform, and I do have issues with this. Now, I don't have any actual things to hate about the Epic Game Launcher. I do feel like having cheaper games is better for consumers, and having a better income ratio for developers benefits the developers so that we can also have better games in the long run. So I do feel that the Epic Games Launcher is a good thing to have, but having that choice is also very important. I personally don't like Steam that much. You can hate me for that as much as you want, but there's nothing within Steam that I use on a daily basis that I'm going to miss by switching to a different launcher. Now, that is not going to be the case for everybody, and I know many of you don't want to leave Steam, and you should absolutely have that choice on a platform to choose where you want to play your games. Abso-freaking-lutely. I will never deny that, not a day in my life. And If Epic Games would actually allow people the choice, I think in the long run, they would be significantly better off. Currently, Steam takes 30% of all sales made within the launcher. That's not only the first purchase of the game, but all in-store purchases and all DLCs. That is a massive amount of money taken right off the top. Let's put that into perspective for you. Let's say you work at a company doing sales, and that company takes 30% of all of your sales right off the top, and you still have to pay taxes on the rest. Now, another company moves in right next door, and they offer you a job doing the same thing, but they're only going to take 10% of your sales. So you're going to be making 20% more right off the bat without having to work any harder. If you can honestly tell me that you wouldn't take that 20% increase, you're a freaking liar. Obviously, this is the whole reason that many developers are choosing to partner with Epic Games for their release, because they're making far more money on their investment in time in creating that game. And I can't blame them, and you really shouldn't blame them either. Now, the issue is the lack of choice. Many people out there might be like, well, I like the people I work with, and that is far more important to me than making a little bit more money at a new company where I don't know anybody. That is the issue. The lack of choice. This is where all the issues begin. When you compare both of the launchers, Steam is far and beyond the winner when it comes to the best experience at playing on the platform. Not only is it the winner between both of these launchers, but it is better than all of the launchers available on the platform. And they have had to work hard at that, and that is why they take 30% of all sales. They have a lot of overhead to take care of between everything that they offer. Now, the issue is Epic Games is paying for that exclusivity. They're paying for the user base rather than winning them over with an equal platform. And that's where things are going to wind up going downhill in the long run, is because Epic Games isn't having to compete to make their platform just as good or better than Steam. And in the long run, I think it's going to drastically hurt them, because paying for that user base rather than making it a fun experience is a major hindrance. And eventually, if they start running out of money, they're just going to disappear. They're never going to disappear, let's be honest. But still, they're not going to win over the user base. Now, obviously, Red Dead Redemption 2 shines in its single-player environment. So a lot of those benefits that come with Steam, which I never use anyways, like friends, chat, voice chat, forums, and stuff like that, I never used any of that stuff to begin with, so I'm not missing it by going to Epic Games, but a lot of other people really do enjoy that. Now, obviously, Red Dead Redemption 2 shines in its single-player format, so you're not going to be missing many of that stuff when you go to the Epic Games launcher, but many people really care about the achievements and being able to show them off on their profile with all their friends and stuff like that, and that is a huge part of gaming nowadays, is the achievements, and having those split up between two platforms really sucks. At the end of the day, what I hope starts to happen is that Steam becomes more competitive with their ratios, even if they can't match what Epic Game Store is doing with the 10%. If they can even get closer, I feel like developers will lean on that, because it is the better experience at the end of the day. But right now, Epic Game Store is giving developers almost no choice but to play on their platform, because the deals are so good, it's almost impossible to pass up, especially when you have to deal with your investors at the end of the day. If you go to your investors and say, well, we can go on Steam and take 30% of everything, game sales, in-game purchases, and DLCs, or we can go to Epic Games and they're going to take 10%, but they're not going to take anything from DLCs or in-game purchases, your investors are going to go livid if you go with Steam. And that's really a hard choice, and it sucks. So hopefully Steam will become more competitive. But if this ends up being true, you know, we're going to be playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on Epic Games Launcher. And personally, for me, that's not a big deal. Obviously, I would like to play on Steam because I like having everything all in one place. But at the end of the day, Red Dead Redemption 2 is an amazing game, and I'm going to enjoy it regardless of the platform, especially because they prioritize really using Social Club for invites for things. So really having your friends list on Steam is not really going to be that huge, because you're going to be using Social Club a lot anyways. So particularly, there's not a really huge difference between playing on it. And then you have the workshop, but Rockstar doesn't ever allow workshop content to be made on Steam, so it doesn't really matter because you're going to have to be going to other sites for mods anyways. The real issue here is going to be for people who buy the game and can't run it. because support for Steam is far better than support on Epic Games Launcher. We could go on and on why Steam is the better launcher. They've been making leaps and bounds in improving the gaming experience on PC. Not only on that, but they're making it so you can actually play games on Linux, which is huge. You could potentially be playing games on a free platform. Like, how amazing is that? The second I can not use Windows anymore will be amazing, and that's all thanks to the progress that Steam has been making at really bringing PC gaming to the forefront. And it's kind of sad that Epic Games is working at kind of ruining that, because you know they're not going to invest nearly as much into that kind of stuff that Steam has been doing. Now, at the end of the day, and one of the things I want to remind everybody about is what I'm really excited about is mods. And it's not really going to matter which launcher you use for mods. And what I'm really excited about at the end of the day is the fact that you probably won't even be using one of these launchers when you want to play Red Dead Online in the future, because most likely Red Dead Online, much like GTA Online, is going to succeed by being modded. Now, what I'm really excited about is having the same type of RP mods that are available for GTA Online, but in Red Dead Redemption 2, which means you're not even going to be using any of these launchers in the long run anyways, so I don't really care where I buy the game, because I'm not going to be using that launcher for online probably, hopefully, very soon, because if they do create an RP mod, we'll be using something like Rage multiplayer or 5M to be playing the game anyways, so the launcher at the end of the day really isn't going to matter. But obviously there's going to be a lot of issues for other people, and I know it sucks, but I am curious to know what you guys think. I know there's this whole Epic Games boycott going on, so is Epic Games exclusivity going to prevent you from buying Red Dead Redemption 2? I want to know your experience. So I'm going to put a poll in the top right corner. Maybe Take-Two or Rockstar or whatever will see it, and I don't think it'll ever change their mind, because there's so much money involved that I don't think any of us could really change their mind, but you never know. But I am curious to know what the community thinks. So is this releasing on potentially Epic Games exclusive permanently going to prevent you from playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC? Do you really not care, or are you just going to deal with it and, you know, take it on the chin and just continue on with life? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'll see you all in the next one.